G'day. So, what we're going to look at now is essentially causes of diseases. All of the diseases, all of the causes. Well, not really. We're actually doing quite a short summary. But by the end of this video, you should be able to name an example of and describe each of the causes of diseases that we cover in our course. Okay, so you might notice there's a little bit of a colour scheme here. We have in blue, these ones are caused by your body, essentially, either failing or breaking down or a mutation. In purple, we have outside factors that are infectious, as in can be passed from one person to another. And here in black, we have the outside factors that are non-infectious, can't be passed from person to person. Alright, so we'll start with the body falling apart. So if you have a body fault or imperfection, something that stops working, that counts as a disease. Now, this is your pancreas. You didn't know that's what your pancreas looked like, but that's what your pancreas looks like. If that stops working, you get the diabetes. So diabetes will affect you if your pancreas stops working. Now, this can be for all sorts of reasons. It can be, again, a mutation, so even further down here, or you could just be getting older, or you could be putting stress, which comes down here, onto your pancreas. If your pancreas stops working, you will either not produce insulin, or you will produce too much, and you'll get diabetes. Now, here we have mutational or genetic diseases. So your genes are what cause, they give you the instructions to each of your cells. If one example is cystic fibrosis. Now, it's a single mutation, so just one change in a gene, and that can cause the body to not be able to get rid of the mucus in the lungs, and it becomes a fibrous mucus, and you have to work harder to breathe, and eventually it overloads your heart and it ends up killing you. So that's depressing. So we come over here and we get to environmental diseases. Now, here's the sun and it's pumping out UV rays. Now, generally, that's something we can control. We can wear our hats, we can cover up and blah blah blah, but that is an environmental, so it's caused by our environment around us, and yeah, they can be extremely deadly. This is why you must wear your hats, even in winter. So, lifestyle. I've looked at this gentleman here, this is me, this is Mr. Wayne, and he's quite rotund, and that's because he likes hamburgers. So what we see is his health is affected by his diet. He likes hamburgers, and away we go. So, by the way, this can actually lead to the pancreas shutting down. So that's lifestyle. That's something that's able to be controlled by the person. Now, if we move up here, we have parasites, and these are macroorganisms, which means they're big enough to see, which is creepy because you've got these guys, worms. Now, these worms will live in your digestive tract and they'll eat all your food, and you'll start to become malnourished, and that can cause all sorts of long-term problems. And they, as I said, they're the grossest of the lot. Then we get down here to microorganisms. And this is probably what most people think of when they think of diseases. So we've got viruses, protozoans. We'll give you an example of each actually. Virus, influenza. Protozoan, malaria. Again, it's killed more than half of the people who ever lived, so it's kind of a big deal. We've got bacteria, so that can be all sorts of tuberculosis. That's probably going to kill more people than anything alive right now. Fungus. So you can call this a fungi, or a fungi. I don't care. Just know what it is. So mushrooms are a fungus. So here we have mushroom of death. But generally we're talking about things such as yeast infections or athlete's foot, etc. Well, those are our causes of diseases. You should be able to recall these guys and explain them a little bit. Now, whether you do that in a mind map or a table, I don't really mind, but just make sure that you're able to. Alright, top work.